Every day, thousands of tourists come here, but some leave absolutely delighted, while others are convinced they wasted their money. So is this hotel really worth visiting? Let's find out. Welcome to Caribe Deluxe Princess. Caribe Deluxe Princess is a tropical resort where a snow-white beach and a turquoise ocean create ideal conditions for a vacation in the Dominican Republic. The hotel impresses with its spacious green grounds, exotic nature, and the atmosphere of a true Caribbean paradise. Here you'll find beautiful modern rooms where it's pleasant to relax after a busy day. A large selection of restaurants and bars allows you to discover new dishes every day and enjoy excellent coffee. In the evenings, guests are treated to bright shows and lively animation that create a festive, resort-like mood. Caribe Deluxe Princess is a great choice for those dreaming of a sunny oceanfront vacation with an exotic vibe and carefree relaxation. The hotel rating is 4.6 on Google, 8.3 on Booking.com, and 4.1 on TripAdvisor. However, even such a popular hotel has its drawbacks that can significantly affect your choice. Let's take a closer look at all the pros and cons so you can make the right decision. But before we begin, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to our channel and support this video with likes and comments. Thank you. The beach at Caribe Deluxe Princess made a very strong impression on me from the first days of the vacation. It was clean, well-maintained, and truly looked great at any time of day. Seaweed was removed daily, so the shoreline always stayed neat, and the ocean pleased the eye with its deep, rich blue color. The ocean view was simply stunning and created a feeling of complete relaxation. What I enjoyed most during the stay were the beach, the ocean, and the hotel's wildlife, flamingos, peacocks, and iguanas that you could see very close by. The atmosphere on the beach was calm, relaxing, and very pleasant for a comfortable holiday. I'd also like to mention the beach sports bar, which I really liked and which perfectly complemented the seaside experience. At the same time, it's worth noting that there aren't enough sun loungers on the beach. To guarantee a good spot, I had to get up very early, around 7 in the morning. Many tourists woke up as early as 6:30 to secure places by the ocean. Despite this nuance, the beach here is truly wonderful and became one of my best memories of the hotel. Friends, if you've already stayed at Caribe Deluxe Princess, write in the comments what you liked and what you didn't. I'd be happy to discuss it. And now, let's take a walk around the hotel grounds. The territory of Caribe Deluxe Princess felt very large and spacious to me, and its layout is quite successful. The hotel is fully renovated, but in terms of overall feeling, it resembles a good 3-star hotel rather than a full 5-star property, as stated on Booking. There are 3 pools on the grounds, one of them very large, with many bars located nearby. At the same time, I didn't really feel like using the pools, as they were always crowded with people and children. The pools themselves are decent, but the atmosphere around them felt too noisy. The hotel is spread over a large area, but I didn't like the fact that there are no elevators, which caused some discomfort. The gym turned out to be quite small and poorly ventilated, making workouts not very comfortable. On the positive side, flamingos and iguanas freely walking around the grounds added a special charm and resort mood. There are mangrove jungles on the property that looked exotic and unusual. However, they sometimes emitted an unpleasant smell of rot and swamp, which slightly spoiled the impression. Another downside was the internet on the grounds, which worked inconsistently and only in certain areas. So if staying connected at all times is important to you, this could be a significant drawback. And now, I suggest heading to the main restaurant to evaluate the food at the hotel. I did not like the food at Caribe Deluxe Princess. Most of the time it was bland, and for a resort hotel it was a real disappointment. The buffet selection hardly changed, and after 4 days it became difficult for me to force myself to eat the same things again. The buffet was poorly organized, and during peak hours it turned into real chaos. Cutlery and plates were often missing, so you had to wait for them to be brought out. A separate issue was dirty dishes, especially in the Asian restaurant, where traces of grease were noticeable even on dessert plates. Booking a table for dinner turned out to be impossible, as the online reservation system in the restaurants simply didn't work. There are many restaurants on the property, but this didn't save the situation in terms of food quality. The ice cream cafe was disappointing due to the lack of choice, and the staff there looked dissatisfied and tired. The menu in the cafes and at the buffet remained the same every day, without any pleasant surprises. The only bright spot was the Brazilian restaurant, which I genuinely really liked. I'd also note that the coffee in the cafe was excellent, but overall I would describe the food as very weak and even shameful for a hotel of this level. And now that we've discussed the food, it's time to talk about the room amenities. The rooms at Caribe Deluxe Princess made a good impression on me. They are very beautiful, modern, and spacious, with comfortable beds and truly excellent amenities. Cleanliness in the room was at a very high level, and the towels and bed linen looked impeccable. Unfortunately, I didn't like the bathroom, as there were leaks after every shower and sometimes an unpleasant smell came from the toilet. The air conditioner worked properly but was very noisy, especially at night. There were also quite a lot of mosquitoes appearing in the room from time to time, which caused discomfort. Despite these shortcomings, the rooms themselves can be described as high quality, spacious, and perfectly clean. Overall, we were satisfied. And now, let's talk about the hotel staff, because we all know how much the quality of a vacation can depend on them. The staff at Caribe Deluxe Princess left me with mixed impressions. On the one hand, I liked the flexible check-in and check-out schedule, which was really convenient. Most of the employees seemed friendly and kind, although it was noticeable that some of them were tired and worked without much enthusiasm. I also noticed that the quality of service directly depended on whether I left tips or not. An unpleasant moment was the fact that Uber is not allowed onto the hotel grounds, which created additional transportation difficulties. During heavy rain, I asked for an umbrella to be brought to the room at least 5 times. Each time I was promised it, but in the end, it never happened and we got completely soaked. After registration, there was a delay in providing the room, and upon arrival, a price difference emerged between the booking platform and the hotel. At one point, we almost paid $400 more, but fortunately, we managed to sort the situation out in time. I'd also like to warn you that you should be careful of scammers on the property who persistently try to convince guests to purchase service packages as part of a club program. And now, let's talk about entertainment. The entertainment at Caribe Deluxe Princess left me with mixed but overall memorable impressions. In the evenings, there were truly impressive shows that pleasantly surprised me. I especially remember the Michael Jackson show, which was performed excellently and looked very spectacular. During the day, the animation was active and varied, with games, volleyball, and even Spanish lessons. At the same time, all scheduled activities took place in different locations each time, without a clearly defined spot, which was sometimes confusing. Unfortunately, the animators themselves seemed rather harsh and intrusive to me. A particularly unpleasant moment was when my wife injured her leg during volleyball, but none of the animators even asked about her condition, despite the fact that she limped for the rest of the vacation. At the same time, the hotel is quite suitable for families with children, as the kids club and children's slides here are really very good. I would rather not recommend Caribe Deluxe Princess in the Dominican Republic, as the hotel clearly does not live up to a 5-star level. On the one hand, it offers a truly magnificent beach with a beautiful ocean, well-maintained grounds, and a unique atmosphere thanks to the wildlife, as well as decent, clean, and modern rooms. Evening shows and children's facilities can also be considered strong points of the hotel. On the other hand, the food was a serious disappointment. The buffet organization and condition of the dishes do not match the declared level, and the service largely depends on tips. The territory, although large, has its downsides, in the form of noise around the pools, lack of elevators, unstable internet, and unpleasant smells in certain areas. The staff left mixed emotions, from friendliness to outright indifference in problematic situations. In the end, I'd say this hotel is suitable for those who come primarily for the beach and the ocean and are ready to overlook weak food and service. If stable comfort, thoughtful organization, and a true 5-star level are important to you, expectations may not be met. Friends, the final choice is always yours, and only you can decide whether it's worth flying to this hotel for a vacation or not. While you're thinking, I also recommend watching our other videos about Dominican hotels. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our new reviews. And with that, I'll say goodbye. See you again at a new hotel.